What's happening YouTube? My name is Ryan, and today on Tricro Studios, we're going to take a look at the Mesa Nomad 55 head with this Gibson Les Paul Custom Showcase Edition. The Nomad 55, if you look on forums, is kind of infamous for being horrible and unusable. A lot of people think that because it's a Mesa and you can't out of the box get that face melting chugga metal, you really need a tube screamer for that. But if you look at any forum, or if you make a video on YouTube where you're not using a tube screamer with a dual rectifier, people will shoot you with words. So anyway, what I want to do here is actually go through some different settings with this guitar and go through the spectrum of the channels that are on here, and we'll see what type of tones you can actually get with this amp, and hopefully I'll be able to show you that it is not infamously horrible. Let's start out on channel 2. I actually have the bass turned all the way up on this, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to play that. I'm on the bridge pickup, so I'm going to play it, and then I'll turn the bass all the way down, because on this amp, it actually works extremely well, I find. Got it on the neck pickup now, and I'll again switch between no bass, which is right now, to bass, so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. So hopefully you could hear it a little better with that example where I'm on the neck pickup. I've always called it the buddy guy trick because he turns the bass completely off when he's playing. Everything up, bass down. But I find that there's a little more clarity in the notes. But when you're bringing the bass in, and to me, my ears and the way that I play, I usually have a lot of bass, a lot of low end. I know to some people that's not it's not a guitar tone at all, but I find that I feel the playing a lot better or a lot more when there's more bass in the mix. I don't know, I feel like the notes come through to me a little more, except on very, a small amount of amps where if you turn the bass completely off, it just has that sound to it, and I find that I want to play more with the bass off. So this is one of those very few amps that I found that I've played through that have that. So now we'll throw the reverb into the mix. Keep the settings the same. The reverb is individual for each channel, and it's spring reverb, which I highly prefer, especially to digital reverb. The reverb for this is set about halfway. Actually, all three of my channels are set to halfway. So if you're hearing reverb, that's what it is, about halfway. Now we're switching over to channel 3. I'm currently on the bridge pickup, and I'm going to play without a noise gate and then with, because really, you probably should have a noise gate. So now we'll listen to what a lot of people hate about this amp. So I'm going to go through the mid settings and the mid presence section that you actually get. So in a normal setup, you're actually going to hear, at least for me, you're actually going to get more mids than the traditional scooped. Quite often I find myself, I always change my settings just to ear to what I like at the time. So quite often my mids are very high rather than lower scooped. A lot of people, what they'll do if they hear someone that's doing a lot of palm muting or something like that, they're actually going to automatically think that it's scooped, and they'll write in the comments, "Scooping is in the path, buddy. You nincompoop. This is balderdash. I live in my mom's basement, but I'm a millionaire." That kind of deal, right? So don't mistake anything when you hear palm muting. That doesn't mean that it's scooped. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to start off at 9 o'clock on the mids, then I'll move it to 12 o'clock, and then I'll move it to 3 o'clock. So you can actually hear the difference that it actually makes. That's annoying, isn't it? So what I'll do now, so you can actually properly hear the difference there, I'm gonna actually just do that for a little bit, and I'm actually going to move around the mid knob. So I'll actually turn it completely off, and then I'll go sweep all the way up, all the way back. And just to show that you can get more that for channel 3 than obviously just attempting at really high gain, I've dialed the gain back, changed things around a little, and I don't know, I guess you would call this rock or hard rock maybe, but let's take a listen. I said you could call that hard rock. You could also call it crap. In the comments. So now we're on to channel 1, which would be the clean tone. There is also a push setting. Each one of these channels has their individual settings, so they have 2 settings per. So vintage and modern. Because of the volume boost with the modern, I generally keep it there. Just it's more pleasing to my ears. Doesn't mean that the vintage is bad. It's just there's a volume boost with the modern. So here you have just typical clean and pushed. I'm not going to use the pushed. However, I will, after this tone here, I will probably try to get a little bit of breakup so you can hear what that sounds like. But yeah, let's listen to what it sounds like clean with the noise gate and then without the noise gate. Off. So now we've turned the reverb off, and I've boosted the gain and turned the master down a little bit to kind of get that breakup type tone. I've also turned the bass all the way down, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'll turn the bass all the way down and turn it all the way up so you can kind of hear the difference that makes. I'm on the neck pickup right now, and I'll probably switch. And as I said, the reverb is off. I'll probably turn the reverb on afterwards. Bass up. Bass down. Bass up. There you go. That is the Mesa Nomad 55 with the Gibson Les Paul Custom Showcase Edition. If you own this amp or you're looking to purchase this amp, let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the settings, what settings you use, your experience with this amp, because I've heard tons of mixed experiences, emotions, things like that. So let me know if this amp was a dud for you in terms of repairs, usability, and let me know if you've never had an issue, you've been using it for years. Do you have the head version? This is the long head version. There's a shorter one. Do you have the combo version? I think there was a 112 and a 212. Not quite sure if there was a 410. But yeah, let us know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this amp, the video, what have you. You can subscribe if you want to, and I say good day.